worse than Brian so far in this presidential term.
That's going to be stricken from the record. Otto may be on probation. We're gonna have a new regime around here. Otto. All right, so I'm introducing Adam. Before we had some pretty enlightened talk. It was all great stuff. Forgot to hit the record button. So I'll let Adam take it away and tell us about himself and his classification talk.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. You owe me one for bailing you out this week. So,
Exactly.
So little about me. I'm not originally from Bloomington. I grew up in a little town called Dale, Indiana, down south, about 1,500 people. I've got two younger sisters. They're both early education teachers. Graduated from a high school called Heritage Hills. Really proud of my sports at Heritage Hills. Got a good education there as well. But I was one of the first and only class that we actually won the state title back in 2000. Something really interesting. I grew up knowing Jay Cutler. I've known him since we were in kindergarten together. He actually was a better defensive player than he was a quarterback, but Jay spent, I think, 12, 13 years in the NFL, last with the Dolphins, but many years with the Chicago Bears. But that was kind of my passion. Really had some leadership roles. I was a team captain for 2 years, and really enjoyed just the responsibility that came along with that. Growing up in Dale, Heritage Hills is actually in Lincoln City. Joe, you asked me to tie in a president. That's probably the closest I'm going to get. But growing up around Lincoln City, Indiana, my sisters actually did some of the reenactment. I think my Amy, my oldest of two, reenacted Nancy Hanks, Lincoln's mother. So pretty cool to grow up around that area. Just a very small community though. Football actually took me to Hanover College. Really focused on getting into a good football program, but at the end of the day, I really wound up getting a great education. Found out that there's many more talented players out there, even at the Division III level. But love my time at Hanover. It's in southern Indiana. If you guys are unfamiliar where Hanover is, beautiful campus, about 600 acres down there. I actually played all 4 years, but you'd call me a bench warmer probably for most of those years. But what I really got my studies in was business and economics. I was one of the last true business degrees there at Hanover. Hanover actually integrated the business program into all the other majors and minors. So if you were going for your pre-med, eventually you'll have to run a business. If you were opening up a fish store and went to biology, you have to run business in life. So they really integrated across all the studies. And I was the last true labeled business class. With that business degree, they were opening a on-campus pub. They were trying to eliminate the students going to downtown Madison and driving back intoxicated. So on campus, they built a pub. Really an awesome experience because I was basically running a small business with no capital at risk. The Hanover College funded half of it, and then former alumni John Shoemaker came in and funded the other half. But I got to do things such as planning for events, hiring the staff, scheduling the staff, and I was actually made in charge of making sure the accounting, the funds were deposited in nightly deposit box each and every night. So I was truly running a business at age 19, 20 years of age with no overall risk. Learned that businesses often restaurants go into negative in early years, and just learned a lot of great things about getting a business up and running. Some notable graduates from Hanover, Mike Pence, Eric Holcomb, Woody Harrelson, and of course our own Jean Dayton here. So I didn't learn that until Julie told me that she had that discussion with Jean. I met Julie through friends at Hanover. She's actually from the town of Hanover. My roommate was dating her best friend at the time, and Julie was in college up in University of Calgary. She actually met a guy online and went up there. Julie is a broadcasting major. She came to IU her first year, moved to Calgary her second, and then moved back to Western Kentucky, where she finished up in 4 years. So 3 universities, and got her degree in 4 years. But if you guys know my wife, she's an amazing person. When we moved to Bloomington in 2008, she really put her career on hold to really help build my dream. I'm actually started the day after I graduated. I had my insurance license and I was off selling insurance. Moved to Evansville directly after my graduation in 2005. What moved us to Bloomington, I was working for a company called Bankers Life. They're just a captive agency, great training program, but it moved me. I had a team of 11. I could prove that I could build a team, but they moved me to Bloomington to start the operation. Early 2008, we moved to the south side of Bloomington. Recently, and well, I guess it ain't recent, 2015, we moved over towards Ellettsville. We still have a Bloomington address, but we live off of Union Valley, the neighborhood where Bob Knight used to live on Tanglewood. I have 3 beautiful children, all boys. Brady is 11. Brady's passion is football, takes after his old man. He also loves basketball. The kid knows all the current players, which I don't watch enough ESPN, but he's so passionate about watching sports. William is my artist, loves drawing, loves guitar lessons. He's just got into guitar, taking lessons and more of the artistic. And then Bo, I think he's going to follow on his older brother Brady's shoes. He's the biggest of the 3, and I think he'll be a football player. But all very special to me. They all 3 go to St. Charles school. Brady will be going into 5th grade, William 3rd, and Bo will be still in preschool over there. As far as my involvement with St. Charles, I'm on the collections ministry. Basically, I collect the donations about every 4th Sunday. I am a Knights member, but if anybody on this call is also a Knights member, know that I don't attend many meetings. I'm still an active member. I've done some football games for the donations, that type of things. But, my goal is to obviously be a slightly better member to the Rotary than Knights of Columbus. And when I was at Bankers Life, their big basically fundraising is association with the Alzheimer's Association. Julie really did a lot with that program. We probably raised in the neighborhood of $10,000 the time I was over there at Bankers Life for that association. The company typically raises over 100 grand each and every year, but here locally, we had a big presence in our local club. But Julie, when we moved to Bloomington, actually became my recruiter. That's what's got her into human resources. 2014, 2015, Julie was recruiting over 150 licensed agents. She had a team of 6 and she built it from the ground up. Had no business experience, but really was my right-hand partner in business, and she helped me build an insurance agency. So Julie today is actually getting her PhD in HR. She's starting classes in the fall. Here in the summer, she's actually doing some math camp. That's one of her weak spots. So working very hard and trying to catch up so she don't fall behind. But the biggest reason why I'm here, just because of my wife's Julie's relationship with Jessica, Brian's wife. Julie worked at the winery and seen what Jessica's passion. So Julie actually joined the Sunrise Group. She religiously gets up at 7 o'clock each and every morning, or every Tuesday morning when they meet. That's abnormal for Julie. She loves her sleep. So she is passionate about being part of that group. But Brian just simply asked me. He kept asking me. And, you know, I've had the experience with Rotary. I was at Julie's induction out at the winery. I think that was probably 2020. But I also seen some of the project that Julie was helping Jessica on, like It Takes a Village, and seeing what great impact it has for our community. And to be quite honest with you, you know, it's just something that is rewarding that I want to be a part of, help giving back to our community. I'm in a place in my life where I have a successful business. I have some resources where I can contribute. I have time, I have partners in my business. So if I have to take off a day, my business will run without me. But, you know, when I'm starting a business, you have to be there 24/7. But, you know, really today, I'm able to help give back. And that's why I'm here today, and really to help others. So a little bit more about my professional life. I do run an agency called American Senior Benefits. American Senior Benefits, it's not an insurance company, it's a marketing organization, but I am a life and health licensed agent. So I broker with over 150 different insurance companies. So when I sit down with my clients and when I recruit a new agent to my team, we're able to go in and help our clients shop for the best plan for them. I don't have to try to persuade them into a plan that I only have. I'm able to help them with all the different types of plans out there being a broker. We're kind of a hybrid. It is hard in the insurance business. So we provide a lot of support even to people that's never been in the business. That's how we're building such a large agency. I actually am over 4 locations. I have a location down in Evansville. My business partner down there is actually the guy who trained me 16 years ago in this business. He was part of our wedding party. I mean, he is a true partner to me. Indianapolis, I have a manager up there. We recruited her from C3. She was a bartender here in Bloomington, was an IU grad. She worked with me at Bankers Life, and just really passionate about what she does. And then I've got about 10 agents over in Terre Haute, Indiana, former Aflac agents that were really tired of that world and wanted to come over to the Medicare side. But really passionate about what I do. I've only been with American Senior Benefits for 4 years now, but I went from 0 agents to 35 agents in just those 4 years, and we're continuing to grow and really be a presence here in Southern Indiana. Why I love what I do, it truly is a partnership with all my teams. My team does a lot of Medicare. I don't understand all the ins and outs of Medicare Advantage plans. I'm more of the go-to guy for the investment side, but I have professionals all the way around me. My idea is to hire people smarter than me and run their deal. Each individual agent I hire is running business for themselves with the support of the team around them. So when I get ready to retire, I'm able to sell my business off to investors. So, you know, we really strive of changing my agents' lives. So I'm not only changing my clients' lives, of agents able to buy new homes, to go out and, you know, just live a lifestyle. You guys were talking about inflation. You know, it really is scary nowadays. You know, how is everybody going to be able to live in this world? And it's expensive. In the top left picture, that's my business partner, Kerry. I've known him for about 15 years. He left Banker's Life about 7 years ago, and I looked him up when I was looking for a new opportunity. And really, he and I have really done some great things as far as building agencies very quick. The top right picture up there is from one of our ovarian cancer walks up in Indianapolis. Ariel, she's my partner up in Indianapolis. Her mother-in-law passed away with ovarian cancer. And one of the wonderful things about one of the companies that we work with, a company called Royal Neighbors, they really help us financially. If we go out and raise funds, I'll match it up to $1,000. So if we have a future fundraiser, let me know in advance. We'll propose it to Royal Neighbors and see if we can get any funding for that. I wish Jessica would have got with me earlier on that. It takes a village. I would have been able to help raise some funds with the Royal Neighbors. It's kind of an oxymoron. They're a insurance company, but they're also a nonprofit insurance company. So they give all of their funding, their profits back to the community. So if there's a natural disaster, I think it's for 3 months, they put their clients in that area on no premium. You know, they waive the premiums for a few months. It's a completely women-led organization. So it actually formed back when women didn't have the right to buy insurance. And American Senior Benefits, we are the leader. We're the #1 provider, brokerage company that sells our products. So we have a great relationship. I see our wholesaler all the time, but you know, if anybody has some fundraising needs, I can get with that chapter and see if we can get any assistance from that company. But ultimately, why I do what I do is it's for my family. You know, I've been blessed having a successful organization. We've been able to travel. We've been to Disney a couple times. The kids absolutely love it. You know, in hindsight, the pandemic was awesome for family time. The bottom left picture, you can see us out on the lake. We started canoeing during the pandemic. We started golfing as a family. You know, in the summertime, we'll probably golf anywhere from 15 to 20 times. You know, 5 years ago, I was probably golfing 2 or 3 times a year by myself with, you know, buddies, but now it's with the family. So it's a real awesome bonding experience. But just kind of in closing, these are some of the plans, products that my team, we specialize in. I don't do any automobile insurance or any homeowners insurance. I actually don't even do health insurance for people under 65. I actually go to a relationship I have here with Brian Bell. He's a Sunrise Rotary member. But, you know, if I meet a client that's coming on to Medicare and their spouse is under 65, I go to Brian. Brian helps me out. So, you know, I've already seen the benefits in my business of having some relationships in Rotary. But my team, we're very specialized in Medicare. We sell about 3 plans to 1 in a Advantage plan, so a $0 plan. I was around back in 2005 when Medicare Advantage plans were released. It was just an absolute nightmare. But you know, here lately, it's really the benefits have really become rich, and people are leaning towards that. We've let our clients choose, and we just take it from advantage or a point of education and let them decide. So we have both Medicare supplements and Advantage plans. One big thing that I believe in is long-term care insurance. My grandfather's on a farm by himself. If he ever gets sick, I know the long-term care policy I sold him 14, 15 years ago will take care of it. That's a very costly expense to individuals past in retirement, because here in the state of Indiana, you have to spend down your assets to $2,000 per couple. So that's a long ways away for the middle-class people. I offer life insurance in all forms, whether it be a term policy or basic whole life. And then annuities is a big portion. A lot of my clients are concerned about outliving their income, and there's plans that we set up to guarantee a lifetime of income. Just a small portion. I still believe there's a need for things like Tom and Otto do is building the wealth and the securities, that type of thing. But a lot of my clients are concerned about outliving their retirement. So we show ways of guarantee a lifetime of income. But my primary focus, I'd say my average client's probably 72, 73 years of age. And I've been doing that for the last 16 years. So our office is located over off of Weimer Road, near Twin Lakes, 2205 West Sudbury, next to Dr. Rose. But you know, that's something that I had to basically prove to my boss that I was building a team. So I for the first 6 months, I worked out of my garage and built a team. We were driving to Indianapolis office until we proved that we were a productive business. So any questions? Yeah, Gene.
Hey, I'm always willing to take advantage of the opportunity to get more money for the Bloomington Rotary Toast.
Okay.
And so I've got two ideas. One is the partners that you mentioned that help local fundraising efforts might be
Right.
great for the Toast. Our beneficiary this year is going to be Habitat for Humanity, is the primary beneficiary. And I would love to recruit you as a table sponsor for the Toast. We're just about to start our sales as soon as Brian gets the website up and running, and it would be a good thing. For those of you who don't know, and I think almost everybody does, Charlotte Zitlow is the honoree this year, and Mark Cruzan is going to be our master of ceremonies. So I think it's going to be a super fun night over at Ivy Tech.
Yeah, Julie said that she got the sneak peek for that table sponsorship because she's on that board, right?
She's great on that board, yes.
She's awesome. She's actually their treasurer, and I had to teach her Excel. She was using Excel as just a organizational tool. She was using a calculator to calculate percentages the other day. It's like, what are you doing?
You know what, Adam? Like, as a Hanover liberal arts graduate, I am terrible at computers and math, but this is the kind of thing I used to put together for the Toast.
Yeah.
And I had to teach myself how to do all that because I was chair for 5 years and I had to keep the budget, which anybody will tell you, particularly Mark, is not my strong suit.
But yeah, yes, your answer is yes. I'll be a sponsor for a table.
The rest of us just made a note to ourselves not to give a classification talk unless we're ready to write that check for hosting a table.
You bet.
Anytime you want to write that check, Otto, we're ready for it.
Yeah,
I thought your classification was next week.
See, in your case, it's because you're declining to give your talk about your youth.
I actually think it's in lieu of court-ordered community service.
That works.
And Gene, I will work around, see what the restrictions are as far as what we can give to and all that. So I don't know if it has certain parameters. I know, but yeah, I'll get back with you and Julie on that.
Thank you. And it's good to have another Hanover grad in the club.
I'm happy to be
Yeah,
here.
so you two need to figure out what other Hanover grads are in town that we should be recruiting.
There you go.
Great talk, Adam. I really enjoyed learning a lot more about you. So here's a question for you. You ever think you get Jay Cutler to come speak or something?
Uh-oh.
We don't hear you.
Hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
He goes into isolation periods. I haven't talked to him probably for 7 or 8 years, so I can try.
Oh, no worries.
Hey, Adam, did you know Neil and Krista Downhauer?
I did not. I was trying to respond to you. Maybe that's why my microphone went off, but no, I don't know them.
Yeah, great people. He works out at Cook, and been in town a long time. Super people, and they're from Dale, Indiana. And I after you mentioned the Jay Cutler, after I saw the Jay Cutler thing, I remember they told me that too. About Jay Cutler being there, but they were before Jay Cutler was in town.
Yeah, and then Florence Henderson's actually from Dale as well. I forgot to mention that.
Well, and then another Bears quarterback from Bloomington, Rex Grossman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I remember watching Rex play when he was a freshman, and he couldn't throw the ball further than about 35, 40 yards downfield. His arms were this big around. But by the time he was a senior, he was throwing it 70 yards in the air. So that was a pretty amazing 4 years there, watching Rex Grossman turn into what he turned into.
So you don't have to answer it right now, Adam, but unless you know the answer, and that's great, but otherwise I'd just love you to think about it. And that is, you mentioned that you want to start giving back more in the community, and I think that's great. Are there any particular areas or projects or causes that you're passionate about that maybe we want to share with the club and see if the club be interested in them?
Yeah, let me think on that. I mean, I've been dabbling in things, but yeah, I don't want to leave anything hanging if I commit to something. So yeah, it's definitely a project that, yeah, let me think on it.
No worries.
Hey, Adam, I grew up in Rockport, so greetings from another Spencer County guy. Yeah, I went to South Spencer, so.
Yeah, there's only 2 high schools in that county, so yeah, you're a rival. What year did you graduate, Ryan?
I graduated in 97.
97.
I was a little bit before you.
Yeah, there's a kid younger that I hired down there in Evansville, Eric Morgan, from South Spencer. But yeah, he's going to be 5 years younger.
Yeah, I went to school with, I think it was Zach Morgan, may have been his younger brother. He had some younger brothers.
Question I always ask insurance agents is, what's the #1 type of insurance that the seniors, in your case, are underinsured for?
Long-term care. Just the long-term care in general. People feel that they have to have Medicare. You don't have to have Medicare, but long-term care, I tell all my clients, if you're going to go without one, you can go up without a Medicare supplement. You'll still have an open-ended risk there, but once Medicare stops, you're looking at anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000 a month if you have to go extended care in a nursing home. Your Meadowwoods, they're $8,000 to $10,000 a month that you'd be stroking a check. So where most people can maybe afford the deductibles of Medicare for $1,400 once or twice, but it's that ongoing long-term care expense. They say that 70% of people will end up in some type of need for extended care, whether it's at your house or, in the ultimate nursing home, assisted living. So definitely nursing home insurance. I meet people that are perfectly healthy and, I'll take care of that insurance when I get sick. Well, you can't necessarily insure a burning house when it's already on fire. Same way with your health insurance. You just can't. It's very strict underwriting. My wife has a neck injury, and I'm not sure she could get nursing home insurance just because of the ongoing therapy that she has for her neck injury. So they're very, very stringent on the underwriting process. So, but the insurance companies have gotten really creative in adding it to life insurance as far as a hybrid product. So there are ways of creative solutions to protect yourself if you already have some pre-existing conditions. But final answer is a long nursing home.
Adam, does Indiana still have the
Partnership program
thing where you could buy the insurance where you didn't have to completely ruin all your funds to be covered?
Are you referring to the Indiana Partnership program?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got it
so-
years ago. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so what you're referring to is an Indiana partnership program. There's certain carriers, Bankers Life was one of them. I believe Transamerica is one of them. That if you buy a certain amount, everything above that amount, and it keeps going up with inflation every year. I think it's over 400,000 worth of coverage. Even if your assets are over 400,000 or 500,000, they'll disregard them, and you won't have to spend down to
Yeah.
the Medicaid spend down, so they'll disregard all your assets. But yes, that is still available. They're extremely expensive. So there's alternative ways of maybe even looking at a lifetime plan that never stops. Some agents only put a 2-year plan. Ones if you live 3 years in a nursing home, well, you're starting to dip into your assets at that point. So I've seen some alternatives. I had actually one client here in Bloomington that did go through her whole long-term care policy. She qualified for Medicaid and she still had $1 million in the bank, and the state of Indiana came in and paid. So it's a lengthy process, but yeah, they're still available, Joe.
Yeah, I've had one since I was 50, so I've had about 30 years. So,
and that's a sweet spot to buy them, Joe. If you bought it today, you'd be sticker shocked at the price today. So, Joe, I appreciate you having me today.
All right. Well, thanks for the talk. So
Yeah, thanks. Great talk, Adam. Enjoy getting to know you more.
Thanks, guys.
bye.